In this lesson, we're going to be trying to kind of compare the different lines that are given. The one thing that we need from each line is the slope and the y-intercept. So when we look at our first line, slope, remember, is rise over run. And then if you can remember that film Slope Dude, we can see here that this slope is a negative slope. And we're going up 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 1. So the slope on this one is -3. And the y-intercept, we just go down that y-axis and look at the point that's on there, and that's a -3. Whoa. So the slope and the y-intercept are the same. On this one, to find the slope, we have to kind of look between the two y's. We're going up from -6 to -2, which is 4 points. So that's our rise, and our run is, we're going up 1, or to the right 1. So it's 4 divided by 1. So the slope here is a 4. And the y-intercept is just when x is 0. So the y-intercept would be 2. Here, if you can remember the y equals mx plus b, the slope is 2 and the y-intercept's -1. Okay, then the last one, they just give us the slope is -1 and the y-intercept is 4. Once you have those for each function, then you can answer the question. So the first one says, which function's graph is the steepest? So you don't have to pay attention to the negative sign at all. You just look at which is the highest, or which number for the slope is furthest away from 0. So we have -3, +4, 2, and -1. +4 is further from 0 than any of the others. So function 2 would be the steepest. Which function has the y-intercept farthest from 0? So we're just looking at the y-intercepts this time, and let's see, -3, -1. It would be this one, function 4, because 4 is farther away from 0 than anyone else. This number 4. So we would say function 4 for that second one. And the last one says, which functions have graphs greater than, with y-intercept greater than -2? -1 is greater than 2 and 4. So we would pick 3, function 2, 3, and 4. Functions 1 graph, the y-intercept is -3, which is not greater than -2, it's actually less than. So let's go ahead and we'll try to do some practice here. We'll start and we'll just look at these functions that they give us. We'll go ahead and draw here on the graph, or let's put function, we'll put it off to the side. So when we scroll up, it won't, wait. So function 1, the slope, okay, so it's negative. So we're going up 2 and to the left 1. So it's 2 divided by -1, so -2. And the y-intercept, we go down on the y-axis, is -5. And then for number 2, we're going to have slope and y-intercept. So let's see, we go down 8. So this is a -4. And this side, we're going to the right 1. So the slope is -4. And the y-intercept, we just look at where x is 0. So the y-intercept is 4. Then function 3, we can just look at the equation. Remember that y equals mx plus b. So we need that number right in front of x. And if you notice on that particular graph, there's no number there, but we know that if we can't see a number, it's actually 1. So the slope is 1 and the y-intercept is 1. Then we look at 4. And it tells us the slope is 3, the y-intercept is -3. So we're ready to answer the questions. So I like just having all of that ready for me. So when I answer the questions, I can just look at my slope and y-intercepts. Which function has the graph with the greatest slope? So again, it doesn't matter if it's negative or positive. We're just looking at how far away from zeros. I mean, yeah, so -4 is the greatest slope. So that would be function 2. Which functions have graphs with y-intercepts greater than 2? So that's less than 2. Function 2. 3, that's less than 2, and then -3, that's less than 2. So just function 2. Which function has the graph with the y-intercepts closest to 0? So it would be 1 right here. So this is function 3. And it says I got one wrong. So let's just see here. What does it say? A, your answer is incorrect. Which function has the graph with the greatest slope? Oh, it didn't say steepest. I did steepest. Okay, so greatest is different. That's going to be a positive. It has to be positive. Dang, I did the one that was the least. So it's going to be function 4. There we go. Okay. So let's clear our drawings and we'll get to our next one. Okay, so let's annotate. I don't like that purple. I'm going to do blue. Okay, so the first function, the slope is 1 and it's positive. The y-intercept is -2. And then the second one, the slope is, let's see, it goes up 3 divided by 1. So it's just 3. And the y-intercept is 5 because that's where x is 0. And then 3 and 4, we can pretty much get just by looking at it. Slope is -5 and the y-intercept is 3. And 4, they tell us the slope is -2, the y-intercept is -4. Okay, I just like having these written down. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be the easiest if you have pencil and paper on this one. So, which function's graph is the least steep? Okay. This is the one where it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative, and it needs to be closest to 0. So that's going to be the one with slope of 1. So that's function 1. Which function has the graph with the greatest y-intercept? So we're going to look at all the y-intercepts, and we want the highest number, which is 5. So that's function 2. Which functions have graphs with slopes less than -3? So that's just going to be function 3 because that slope is -5. That's less than -3. Okay, so hopefully that will help you to be able to pass this one off. Thank you for watching, and I hope this helps with being able to understand this topic better. And good luck with it.